If you've been scrolling through endless espresso machine lists, watching video after video, and still can't decide which one actually makes sense for your kitchen, this review is here to clear that up. You know the feeling: every spec sheet looks the same, every professional grade claim feels vague, and the fear of ending up with a pricey countertop that only brews lukewarm disappointment looms large. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's cut through the hype and see if the Ascaso Dream PID really lives up to the promise of a café-level shot at home. First off, the Dream isn't just another plug-and-play machine. It's built around a PID controller, which is basically a digital thermostat that constantly measures and adjusts the brew water temperature. In real-world terms, that means you're far less likely to get the dreaded temperature swing that makes some home machines taste flat in the morning and scorched by lunch. For anyone who's ever pulled a shot and noticed the crema disappear after a few seconds, that consistency is a game changer. Now, the Dream adds volumetric controls on top of the PID. You set the exact milliliter amount you want for a single or double, and the machine handles the rest. This is handy if you like to experiment with different grind sizes or coffee beans without constantly guessing how long to pull. Think of it as a middle ground between a fully manual lever machine where you're constantly timing with a stopwatch and a black box capsule system that hides everything behind a button. The result is a shot that repeats reliably, which matters when you're trying to dial in a new roast. One of the first practical strengths I noticed is the steam wand. It's powered by an aluminum stainless steel thermoblock that can generate enough pressure for microfoam in under a minute. If you're a milk drink fan, latte art, flat whites, or a simple cappuccino, this means you don't have to wait for the whole boiler to heat up like older machines do. In my own kitchen, I can pull a shot, steam a cup of milk, and have both ready for a quick breakfast in roughly 3 minutes. That speed translates directly into daily usability, especially if you're juggling work from home mornings. The Portafilter is a 58mm professional size, finished with a walnut handle that feels solid yet warm to the touch. It's not just aesthetic, the size allows you to use standard baskets that you'd find in most coffee shops, giving you more flexibility with dose and tamp pressure. I've swapped between 18-gram and 20-gram baskets without any noticeable leakage, which is a relief for anyone who's ever dealt with water spraying everywhere because the group head wasn't tight enough. On the flip side, the Dream isn't without trade-offs. The 12-month warranty is relatively short for a machine positioned as professional grade. Most high-end home espresso makers offer at least a 2-year coverage, sometimes more, which can be a red flag if you're looking for long-term peace of mind. In practice, I've found the machine's electronic components, particularly the PID board, can be a bit temperamental after a few months of heavy use. If you're the type who pulls multiple shots a day, that could mean an extra service call sooner rather than later. Another practical weakness is the learning curve. While the volumetric settings sound convenient, they require you to understand your grind and dose first. If you're new to espresso, you'll spend a few days tweaking numbers before the machine delivers a truly satisfying shot. The display is clear, but there's no auto-calibrate function. You have to manually adjust temperature and volume each time you change beans or grind size. For a casual coffee drinker who just wants a quick espresso without the tinkering, that might feel like too much work. Let's talk about who should actually consider buying the Dream. If you're a home barista who already enjoys grinding beans, dialing in grind settings, and maybe even experimenting with latte art, the Dream gives you a solid platform to refine those skills. Its temperature stability and programmable shots make it easier to achieve repeatable results, which is something many entry-level machines can't guarantee. It also fits nicely on a standard countertop, no need for a dedicated utility room or special wiring beyond a standard 120V outlet, so apartments or smaller kitchens won't be forced to compromise on space. On the other hand, if your coffee routine is more about convenience than craft, say, you just need a decent espresso before a meeting, or you prefer drip coffee for most of the day, the Dream may feel like overkill. The initial investment, combined with the time you'll spend learning its controls, could outweigh the benefits for someone who isn't passionate about the nuances of extraction. In that scenario, a simpler machine with a fixed boiler temperature and a single button operation might serve you better, even if the crema isn't as glossy. Value for money is where the Dream lands, in a gray zone. The hardware feels robust, and the walnut-handled Portafilter adds a premium touch that you don't see on many.